Capitol with liberty and justice for all.
This is the morning prayer. Your word, O Lord, is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path. Dear Jesus, keep me safely in your loving arms. Bless me with your peace that passes all understanding. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For item number 1, we have public comment. Does anyone wish to speak for 3 minutes on any items directly correlated to the agenda, today's agenda? Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item number 2, on February 6th, 2026, for the Department of Water Resources, I approved and executed the service contract with Independent Diesel Service Incorporated to perform planned maintenance on generators listed on the attached quote within the department for 1 year to be effective February 6, 2026, in the amount not to exceed $7,775, and that is dispersed as follows: $6,984 for wastewater and $791 for the water department. That's it.
Morning, Adrian.
Morning, Commissioners. Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office. Today's financials include a supplemental increase from the general fund for the payroll accounts of each county office and department within the general fund to cover pay increases, excluding the clerk of courts, coroner, probate and juvenile court, prosecutor, recorder, sheriff's office, and veterans, as those departments have provided pay increases within their existing budgeted appropriations. There's also a supplemental appropriations to the general fund for hospitalization accounts to cover the increase granted to the county's portion of health insurance. There is a cash transfer from the general fund to community development for their fourth quarter 2025 payroll funding reimbursement and first quarter operational commitment for 2026. Among the vouchers are $246,800 from the auditor's office to ISSG Incorporated for the third year of the master services agreement for the county's property management software, $337,740.51 from the Commissioner's Office to Infinity Construction Company for pay request number 29 of the courthouse expansion project, and $124,882.43 from the Engineer's Office to Morton Salt Incorporated for road salt. There's also a revenue certification from the Commissioner's Office in the Senior Center Construction Fund transfer in account.
Adrian, sorry, Commissioner.
Go
Are you
ahead.
gonna go? I mean, I have a question. It wasn't on the highlights, but, so I noticed there was bed tax going to townships, and my understanding, right, is that the townships can put their additional bed tax on in addition to the county bed tax, and then, but why are we getting paid that, and then we have to disperse it? Does that make sense?
So the way that, and I'm not an expert on the bed tax law, but the way that works is if a location does not have their own bed tax,
Okay.
it gets collected by the county, and then we
I
give a
see.
portion of it back
I
to
see.
that
Okay, so these are
township.
ones that don't have their individual. I was
Correct.
thinking if they did have their individual, and I'm like, why are we doing this musical chairs game?
Right.
But that makes more sense. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there a motion for finances?
Sure. You didn't have a question?
No, I
Okay.
was just going to say.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll move to approve the financials.
Second, call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey,
Aye.
Commissioner Warwick.
Yes.
And I've been asked to cover the next item on the agenda as well. This is for the clerk of courts. They are requesting the board approve and execute the certification request to county auditor, request to the Board of County Commissioners for the quarterly use of county credit cards for the Geauga Credit Union Visa for quarter 1 during the year 2026.
Second, call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey,
Aye.
Commissioner Warwick.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adrian.
Hey, Linda.
Morning. Linda Crombie with the Planning Commission. So I am here this morning. The Planning Commission is requesting the board approve and execute a letter of support to be included with an application to the Ohio Department of Agriculture for its land use planning grant to update the 2008 Geauga County farmland preservation plan. So I do have that here if anybody wanted to look at it. It does need updating. It's from 2008. So this grant came available. We had, the Planning Commission had already established a task force in 2025 to discuss agricultural issues, and then the grant just happened to come along, so the timing was rather fortuitous. So it's up to $25,000 to update the plan, and the monies can only be used to update the plan. It's not for acquisition of land or anything of that nature. It's just simply to update the plan. The staff is going to do it, just like the previous staff updated the plan itself. We don't want to hire a consultant. We want to kind of immerse ourselves in it, and we think that the grant is a good opportunity. So we do have to reach out for letters of support, so that's why I'm here today requesting a letter of support from the commissioners. I received one from the Planning Commission, Geauga Soil and Water, and quite a few other agencies. And then we pursued letters of support from the townships. I'm kind of just giving you the background information. And we have one from the Farm Bureau, so there's a lot of support for it. We are going to be holding 2 public forums. They haven't been scheduled yet. The grant does require us to hold a public forum in a township without zoning, so we will be having a public forum in Middlefield Township alone, and then a separate one as well. So we're expecting 2 public forums. And then after the public forums are done, the staff will actually write the plan. And then it goes back to the Planning Commission for their recommendation for approval. And then ultimately, it comes back to the Board of County Commissioners for ultimate approval. So that was a quick synopsis of that. I did prepare a letter of support. I had sent it. I do have the original here if the board is considering acting on it today.
I made changes. Debbie, do you have
It
the-
was made.
Okay, so do you have the one with the changes? Okay, very
Yes.
good. Can you just read the last sentence, Commissioner, just to make sure it's incorporated?
We wholeheartedly support the Geauga County Planning Commission endeavors to update the plan in-house and urge Ohio Department of Agriculture favorable consideration for the grant application. It would supplement the county's general fund and advance the county's farmland preservation objectives.
Okay, great, that makes sense. And then Linda, what would the grant be used for salaries or?
Is any time, primarily for the staff. So, which would be myself, the planner, and the administrative assistant. We are going to hopefully be having an intern. So any staff hours dedicated to updating the plan, preparing the maps, doing data analysis, actually writing the plan. And then it can also be used to cover costs to hold the public forums, any of those associated costs. And then it can be used for training, staff training. So there's planning and zoning conferences. The staff always goes to those anyway, but it theoretically could be used towards that.
So it kind of offsets some costs you're going to be
Yes.
taking on regardless of the grant
Correct.
opportunity.
Right.
So I'll move to approve the letter, item number 5.
I second the motion. Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey
Aye.
and Commissioner Warwick.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Tom Rowan, Sheriff's Office. We're here on item number 6. The Sheriff's Office is requesting the board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification Annual Certification Report for fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025.
So can you talk about what the federal equitable sharing program is?
So anytime that we conduct like an investigation or anything with our federal partners, FBI, DEA, anything like that, and there's any kind of assets that are seized and forfeited, basically that seizures are shared amongst the investigating agencies. And because all money comes back through the county, but we have to prepare the reports for all that, so.
Okay. And then, is it an annual agreement? I was trying to figure out the term of it. It looks like it's supposed to be, but it doesn't explicitly say that I noticed.
So there's, I think Adrian can probably answer, like the SAM account, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's something with the SAM accounts and whatnot, and it shows up, and then they figure out how it goes from there. But as far as like the annual report, we have to file a report with any expenditures or anything like that we do every year.
All right, got it. I'll make a motion to approve item number 6.
Okay, I second the motion. Call for vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeVore.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
serving at the maintenance department.
Rob Weigel with the Maintenance Department. Morning.
And I have item number 7 on it, and the maintenance department is requesting the board approve and execute a service contract with Burton Carpet Shop to perform installation, repairs, and replacement of carpets in various county buildings per the maintenance director for a 2-year period effective February 10th, 2026, in an amount not to exceed $65,000.
So it looks like you have one project on this that was less than $4,000. So where's the rest of the 65 coming from?
So I checked with management, or my management, and this is the amount that they wanted to go with on this contract for other projects.
Okay, so you've got other things in the pipeline essentially?
And any type of emergencies, replacement cleanings, anything like that. It covers that for a 2-year period, so we can utilize their services as needed as well.
And what's the competitive bid threshold for 2026?
Oh, that's 75, yeah.
77, so we're
77.50.
like slightly below, I mean, not
Yeah.
slightly, but significantly below that. Okay.
And it's for a 2-year period.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve item number 7.
Second the motion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey? Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Morning, Chuck.
Charles Tekach, Maintenance Department. I have items 8 through 12 on the agenda. The first 4 are all related to the same contract execution. Number 8 is, the Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the construction agreement with the John F. Gallagher Plumbing Company for the West Geauga Senior Center Condenser Upgrade Project in the amount of $327,900. $307,900 is the base bid, and there's a $20,000 owner's contingency allowance in there as well.
Well, I'll say, I mean, obviously, I don't fully agree with this project, but there's only 2 of us today, so since this is just approving the contract, I will move to approve number 8.
I second the motion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Okay, item number 9 is related to the bid bond associated with that contract execution. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the change rider for the bid bond submitted. That changes the name of the principal from the John F. Gallagher Company to the John F. Gallagher Plumbing Company for the West Geauga Senior Center Condenser Upgrade Project, and further retain the bid bond to serve as the performance bond for the project.
And then what happened here? We just missed a name, or missed a word?
They, since the 60s, they started out as the John F. Gallagher Plumbing Company. Over the years have expanded. They do a lot of other things. They dropped the name, but never legally dropped the name. So some of their documents contain plumbing, the other documents didn't, and we just were trying to make it consistent across all the documents.
The DBA, I'll move to approve number 9.
Second the motion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Okay, item number 10 is related to the same contract execution. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the notice of commencement of public improvement pursuant to ORC 1311.252 for the John F. Gallagher Plumbing Company for the West Geauga Senior Center Condenser Upgrade Project.
I'll move to approve number 10.
Second. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
And item number 11 is also with the same contract execution. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the notice to proceed for the John F. Gallagher Plumbing Company for the West Geauga Senior Center Condenser Upgrade Project on or before March 2nd, 2026.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Okay, and item number 12 is related to the Patterson Center accessibility lift. A while back, we hired the engineering firm to do the engineering for replacing that lift. We had estimated at that time it would be about $50,000, and that was just to replace the lift. That was the only thing that was included in the scope. After the engineering was done, we found a number of issues. I provided the report from the engineering firm as well as a summary of the upgrades that are recommended. There's a number of problems with the hoistway and also the exit door. This project would also add an interior entrance into the building so that you don't have to go outside and back in if you're going from the bottom floor to the to the upstairs. So that increased the price to $110 for construction, a total of $134,600 if you include the professional services fee. So we are recommending that all of.
That's a quick question.
Yes.
Does that include, so it looked like there was some water intrusion issues?
Yes.
Does that include repairing those
Absolutely.
issues?
We
Okay,
are-
and preventing them from happening in the
Yes,
future? Okay.
yes, we are putting a new drain in the bottom and we're pulling out the pad from the,
Okay.
from the bottom, so.
Okay. And that should-
Is there a drain or is there a sub pump underneath?
There is a sump pump and there was a drain. The drain is now plugged up because it was actually not working. And so it was backfilling into the elevator, which was, you saw all the rust was in there, yeah.
Yeah, and the concrete slab is tilted towards the house, or the building, so that's all got to be corrected. Otherwise, we're just gonna, do the
It's
same
not
thing
gonna
again.
get any better, yeah.
Okay, so the motion is the Maintenance Department is requesting the board discuss, review, and approve the proposed concept design for upgrading the accessibility lift at the Patterson Center located at 14269 Clarendon Troy Road in Burton, as the engineering estimate of construction cost is approximately $110,000.
Do we think there might be any grant opportunities available to pay for this, at least in part?
Not that I'm aware of.
I mean, what do we think that building's worth?
I wouldn't even have an idea on that one yet.
We're gonna put $110,000 just into the lift. It seems like kind of a substantial investment into it. I mean, it definitely needs to be, don't get me wrong, needs to be replaced. I've seen it, but it does seem like a lot of money to spend on that space.
Well, I know the building was built in like '84, and to replace that whole building, it would cost $600,000 or something like that. So-
I'm sure.
And it's needed, I mean, in the whole basement, it's the Geauga County Maples Association. That's where they meet all the time, then there's
And the
different
fort.
classes.
The fort,
for
yeah.
forters and things. So the waterproofing in the elevator, it's just a must, it just.
Yeah.
And it's the
Business.
only handicap accessible way of getting down there too as well.
Right, yeah, okay. And then, so this will all go out to bid and
Yes.
we'll get quotes back? Okay,
yes.
very good. I'll move to approve number 12.
Second motion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Nick Goris, Water Resources. Item on the agenda today is requesting the board approve and execute a contract maintenance form increasing the service contract with Workman Industrial Services to add services for our water district locations in the amount of $25,000 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $75,000. Originally, our service contract was for emergency and, as-needed projects just on the sewer side. We would have normally in the past would have done two contracts, trying to keep them simple. We are under the threshold, and just to clarify, for '26, that threshold is $79,568. So 77.5 was last year's. It started in '24, so this year's increase bumps it up to 79,568. But again, especially during this weather, we wanted to make sure we had somebody additional. We've seen a lot of communities, there's actually a break rate outside our system up on Pettibone right now. So to have somebody to be able to come in on an emergency at 2 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
needed, so.
all right. I'll move to approve 13.
Second the motion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Austin Rice, EMA. I have item number 14. This is a request for the approval and execution of an amendment to our service contract with Dex Imaging for copiers to remove the IMC 300 and replace it with a 401F copier. This would be of the same value. Actually, it's a slightly increased value, but this will be no difference in original contract pricing or terms. They made a mistake and apparently quoted us for something that they could not give us. So That was something that's never happened before, apparently, according to them and ADP, so that's just replacing the copier with a different one.
All right, I'll move to approve 14.
Second the motion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark.
Yes.
Thank you. And then for 15, the Vice President of the Vistra Nuclear Power Plant at Perry wanted to come up and give some formal introductions.
Good morning.
I may as well stay back, actually.
Thank you for the opportunity to address the commission. I said my name's Terry Brown, I'm the site vice president out at Perry. So I want to kind of give you some status over the last couple of years. In March of 2024, Vistra purchased the power plant, and it's been a busy couple of years. I know you guys are familiar with July. We did get, the NRC did grant us a additional 20 years on our license. And so the other exciting news that we had is you probably heard that we did enter a deal with Meta announced about 3 weeks ago. That really does three things for us. One, we entered a power purchase agreement, which basically solidifies a future for the power plant, right? And that allowed us to do the other thing we did announce at the same time was the doing power uprates. So we're going to basically increase the power output of the plant and by about 200 megawatts. Currently, we're about 1,300 megawatts. So again, trying to help address some of the potential issues that we may have with power demand. So that project is starting off, and it'll be in series with 27, 29, and 31 being the big outage years that will, essentially what this means is we upgrade the equipment at the power station. And so it's a great opportunity for us to do that. Also, the other thing we did announce was this allowed us to go for another 20-year license extension. So we are going forward with that. So that will put us out to 2066. So I know many of you know back in 2018, we announced that we were going to shut down Perry. And it was really challenging times to keep the unit. And I tell you, we will never be where we're at right now if it wasn't for the support of the commission and the community to get us where we're at right now. So it's really exciting times, and it really solidifies the future of Perry being part of this community and providing power for at least out to 2066. So with that, I can open it up to questions if you have anything for me. I just wanted to use it.
The outage, when is that outage?
There's really, we're going to do it in three phases.
Maintenance and things.
Yeah, the outage is where we actually shut the reactor down and we refuel the reactor, then we do maintenance at the same time, right? So our next one is in 27. That one won't have a whole lot of work involved with the power uprates. Every 2 years we do this. So 29 will be the start, but the 2031 year will be the large outage that it'll be about probably 80-some days outage shutdown of the reactor, and we'll probably have an additional 1,000 people there to support during that time frame. So,
Do you hire local contractors when you need contractors?
yes, absolutely. Most of them are from the union halls to help support. Now we are doing hiring right now because we got to do the planning and the readiness and material purchase. All that stuff's going on right now to get ready to be able to implement in 29 and 31. So,
Thank you.
Plan those outages during the spring or the fall?
they're in the spring.
Okay.
Yep. So March, usually right around March timeframe. So
Not now.
yeah,
That's all I know.
it's not. Yep, 27. Okay.
So Perry is undergone some changes. I mean, you were with First Energy Solutions, and then it was sold to Energy Harbor, and now
Yep.
Vistra. So can you talk about that transition? Like, what sort of changes have you noticed in that process?
The big, first of all, we declared bankruptcy from First Energy and separated. It formed our own company, which was Energy Harbor. And Energy Harbor is owned by investors, right? At some point, investors want to get return on investment, right? So that's where they sold to Vistra, which Vistra is headquartered out of Dallas. Very large utility across the country. I think we're in like 18, 19 different states. What the big change is the investment in the plant and the longevity, the long-term viability of the plant. So that's the big change you see right now, is that investment into the station. So it's been a challenge over. I've been part of the company going through that, and And it's really exciting to see the direction we're heading and the things that we're doing to secure the future of the plant. That's really the big change in my mind, so.
So there's been some grumblings about a certain EDU that wants to push legislation that would force ratepayers to pay for new nuclear generation in Ohio. And I don't know if you're aware of that, if you have any thoughts or comments on how legislation like that would impact the free market and Perry in particular.
Yeah, I tried to just produce power and let other people in my company handle the other stuff with that. But we are looking at all kinds of different opportunities, right? From, like I said, doing the power uprates that we're doing, but also looking at, is there a future to, build another, reactor
Yeah.
at the site? And we won't be the first wave to do that because, again, they got to prove that they can do it with how they say they can do it. But right now, I have no opinion on whether the legislation will help, not help. It's so early now in the phase, and like I said, we evaluate all kinds of different options to see what makes sense. So, and this deal makes sense. This uprate makes sense. Gets more power out onto the grid. So that's the first step. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming in, appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Good morning. Megan with the Commissioner's Office. Megan Erickson, I'm sorry.
Mark Jimison, Deputy County Administrator.
I'll be presenting item 16 on the agenda. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board accept and approve the 2026 SEDCO Wellness Grant to promote employee health and wellness lifestyles in the amount of $4,000 for administrative funds and $15,990 for program funds, and further approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the wellness grant agreement.
Megan, can you talk about how you plan to use this grant this year?
Yeah, so this has been a year of firsts for me this past year. And I've got some exciting ideas going forward for the coming year. I've been in talks with Quest Diagnostics to come and do biometric screenings for the employees. I've got some other ideas in the works. Yep.
So it'll be similar to the last couple of years for the wellness grant?
Yeah, it's gone up a little bit because it is per enrollee. So it was, I think, $15,550 last year. So it's gone up by about $400.
Yeah, I mean, I would just like to see these funds used in a way that like actually promotes employee.
I agree. Yes, yeah. Again, I wasn't reinventing the wheel
I
this
understand.
year
I
because it was
understand.
new and we have lots of new leadership, and so we're kind of bringing a lot of new ideas in, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Commissioner, learning about this fund, it is a great opportunity to help employees here and promote wellness. And looking at the history of things done in the past that weren't really accomplishing the mission, we're really looking forward to sort of evolving this program and maybe making it, instead of looking year at year, a cumulative over a course of years progression of wellness.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why our healthcare costs are so high is because we have unhealthy people working here, and their families are unhealthy, right? And so I mean, I would just like to see whatever we can do to encourage people to actually be more healthy, to move their bodies, eat healthy food, do those things that decrease their health costs and then therefore decrease costs to the county and the taxpayers.
Agreed.
All right. I'll move to approve number 16.
I second the motion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Adrian Gorton again with the Commissioner's Office. For board discussion, I had requested that we meet to discuss the budget initialization for 2027, the tax budget, and how the commissioners would like me to initialize that budget. And then briefly, of course, Commissioner Spitaleri is not here, but briefly go over the the schedule the way it looks right now, so that we have an opportunity to make any modifications that we need to if other plans have been made. So a couple of the different ways that we can initialize the budget. I'm just going to read through these from the New World selection screen. So we can take last year, the two I'm actually recommending that we decide on is, one of them is last year's actual times a percentage of change. So the last couple years, we have initialized it at the previous year's adopted budget, and then we've applied a percentage modifier to that to reduce the overall initialized budget anywhere from 5 to 10%. Last year, I believe, was 10% that we lowered it. This is in an effort to try and get people to look a little more closely at the numbers and try and eliminate some of the unused appropriations that we experience on a year-to-year basis. I believe last year we were looking at a little over $5 million worth of unused appropriations in the general fund, and it was more overall as well for all the funds. The other one is initializing with zero balances. So just making all the initialized amounts zero and having the departments put in what they feel they are going to need in 2027. Some of the other ones are,
Adrian,
yeah,
have you
sure.
done that way before?
We have never used that before. We've never done the initializing with a zero balance.
Okay.
So we have not. And we have not done the actual either. So as far as initializing, mainly I have used just last year's adopted and then applied a different percentage, from 100% to 90%. Some of the other ones would be last year's amended budget times a percentage change, the greater of the actual adopted or amended times a percentage change. There are ones here that are times a 5-year trend, either actual adopted, amended, or the greater actual adopted or amended. I don't know exactly what New World is looking at as far as a 5-year trend and how that gets applied. If you're interested in me finding that out, I can do some research on that. There's another one called position budgeting, which I'm not sure, and then last year's posted forecast, which we've never used any of these, so I'm not exactly sure what New World's interpretation of those terms are. But the one I'm recommending is either last year's actual or initializing with zero balances. So I'm open to hearing your opinions and questions and see if we can come to a consensus on how you would like that to be initialized.
I'd like to initialize with zero. I think that's my preference.
Sure.
What's your thought, Commissioner?
The actual is fine, but zero balance, in other words, if you break it down and a department has $60,000 in for something, but over the years, I only spend $10,000.
Right,
And you want them to bring that down,
right.
but
So to initialize it with a zero balance, I mean, they're having to put a number in everything.
Yes.
The advantage I could see to that is if there's something that is escaping our gaze, and it just gets budgeted, and even escaping the department's gaze because they don't use it, that would be the opportunity to make it zero again.
Yeah, I
instead of
like that. And it feels like they'd have to justify every line item a little more with that.
Correct, yes. Yeah, because they're putting in what their thoughts are as far as what it needs to be.
Right.
So, and
I
we
like that.
can quiz them on that and see what their justification is, so.
I'm okay with it. We'll try it this budget
let's see how it
cycle,
goes.
see how it goes.
Doing the zero balance? Okay, I will, we're a little over a month out from having to deliver the budget worksheets to the departments. So that's a good segue to going into what the schedule looks like, at least right now. So my plan is to have the budget files to the departments by Wednesday, March 18th. I like to give it at least a month or so before it comes back, so in conjunction with that, the due date for having them back is scheduled right now for Friday, April 17th. And that has to be at least, by law, that has to be at least 45 days before the date upon which the tax budget needs to be approved, which would be July 15th. I right now am planning on having budget hearings on every Tuesday, potentially within the month of May. So hopefully, all of you are planning on being here on the Tuesdays in May. If I can do them all on, if I can use all 4 dates within May to schedule budget hearings, I think I can get all the departments in. And I guess I want to ask you, do you want to do all the departments again, or just the major ones? All the departments?
All of them.
All of
And
them, okay.
then, how are we doing with Memorial Day? Are we gonna switch that to the Thursday, or are you still?
Correct, yeah, so
Okay.
it's, the last one, the
Would be
28th
Thursday.
would be on Thursday, yeah. So I have right now budget hearings that we could be scheduling during May 5th, May 12th, May 19th, and May 28th.
I think that's great.
Okay,
That works for me. Let's confirm with Ralph, though, too.
correct, yes,
I mean, I think all 3 of us should be at most of them.
right. Yeah, that would be the preference.
I had a few last year where it was just me, and I don't think that's a good look to our departments.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So then we would seek permission to advertise for the tax budget presentation for Tuesday, June 9th. That has to be at least a week before the desired print date. Advertising on June 18th. That has to be at least 10 days prior to the public hearing. Completed, a copy or copies of the completed tax budget has to be the auditor's office for public inspection at least 10 days prior to budget adoption. That right now is, I'm planning on providing that to their office on Friday, June 26th. The public hearing would be June 30th. And obviously that has to be prior to the adoption of the tax budget, with the formal adoption of the tax budget by the commissioners on July 7th, and then delivering that approved tax budget to the auditor's office by July 8th. And those 2 things, the adoption has to be by 7/15, so I've allowed for a fallback week in the event that something happens. And that adopted tax budget has to be to the auditor's office by the 20th of July. I have that scheduled for 7/8 right now. So that's the way the schedule is right now, so if you see any conflicts or whatever, I will check with Commissioner Spitaleri. Just let me know, and prior to me scheduling the departments and stuff, we can make modifications.
And let's schedule the juvenile probate court as well.
Okay,
We can put them at the end of the
Give
day.
them a nice fluffy invitation.
yes, okay.
We can put them at the last slot, but let's schedule.
Every year I send an invitation with a proposed time, and I always get either no response or a rejection, so,
Well, we got a new judge in there now. so
yes,
we'll
yes, we'll see. Any other questions or anything? Okay, excellent, thank you very much.
Yes.
Are you presenting on that one?
No. I can.
I can read it.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Item 17, take it away.
Prosecutor's Office is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the joint application for appointment of counsel to employ Myers Roman for continued representation concerning the defense of the complaint filed against the clerk of courts to what Courthouse News Service versus Sheila Bevington et al., United States District Court Case number 125-CV-02617 pursuant to RC 305.14A. This representation would be effective once the Corsa coverage has been exhausted.
Second the motion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Thank you. Item 19, public comment. Those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand to be called upon. Begin by stating your full name and address, and you'll have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask a question, and are kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct. Does anyone have anything? Yes, please. Let me turn the mic on. Give me 1 second. Go ahead. Skip, you can come up. Let me just turn on the mic. Hold on. Okay, you're good.
Okay, first of all, I want to pay a compliment. Zero-based budgeting is the best way to...
Could you state your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Skip
That's okay.
Claypool, Chesterland, Ohio. I want to pay a compliment to the board. Zero-based budgeting is a great way to go. Hopefully you use that opportunity well. I want to also make a correction for the record. I gave Deb a letter. There was a statement made, I think, in the last meeting about the fact that I may have been interested in replacing a commissioner seat with a county engineer seat. That's completely false. There's no record of that anyplace, and I can present this information. The letter I just gave to Deb was the continuing and ongoing promotion that I did, both as a commissioner and as an alternate, for the addition of a 4th seat. And so Grace Galucci even made that comment in the June 13th meeting that we had. Carolyn Brakey was in that meeting, in which Grace Galucci stated, and she noted that Commissioner Claypool was a commissioner and asked to add another member, creating a 4th representation, and this was an ongoing multiple request. That has been my consistent position throughout the time that I was a county commissioner. So I just want to stand on that and say that's anything else. I'd love to see the meeting minutes, because I don't believe that that's.
These are for you.
I don't want to eat into my 3 minutes. I'll come and get them in a second. But with that said, I'm also saddened to see that Article 9 was approved. I believe that undermines the sovereignty of Geauga County and all the ring counties as far as that goes. So I was very sad that occurred. And if given more than 3 minutes, I could explain that position on that at length. But let me say this for the commissioners, and I would hope that they take me up on this offer. In 2013, this board passed a resolution and sent it to NOACA having to do with NEOSCC. That was a $4.5 million grant given by HUD to create a big regional study that included a bunch of MPOs. That particular study resulted in what we now call NEO 2050. NEO 2050 is the basis and the fundamental foundation for a lot of stuff that NOACA is currently trying to do. And we rejected that in 2013. I did a forum, which we had 300 to 400 people in that forum. There's a video of that. I will be posting that on my website, skipclaypool.com, so everybody can see this forum that talked about all of the negative impacts of what they were doing within the USCC. And I want to underline the fact that has now become NEO 2050. The big concern that a lot of us have is that NOACA is pushing this progressive ideological concepts, and we don't have any commissioners right now pushing back, with the exception of Ross Biddler and myself. And so we've got rubber stamps on the current board for climate change and other stuff. So it's unfortunate that the time ran out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You get these minutes. I mean, it shows what you voted on. You voted on 2 commissioners and 1 engineer. Those are the minutes. I mean, I can play, you want me to play the YouTube video where you talk about it?
Sir, did you want to come up?
I was just waiting to see if there was any pushback there, but okay. John Shipatello, Russell Township. It's said that if you put a frog in water and slowly raise the temperature, it'll just sit there. I've never tried it myself, but that's what's been happening with taxes to us for a long time. I'm old enough to remember when Geauga sales tax was 4%. Now, don't say that had to increase because of inflation. I can explain to you why that's not true. So taxes have been going up slowly, but what has happened recently was exorbitant. And This frog has been thrown straight into the fire, and he's going to jump now. And that's why I approached this board several weeks ago with the question of, can more be done to deal with that increase, at least to the extent that you can handle it. And you have $15 million proposed, expected in the upcoming budget that isn't encumbered in any way, and you have 1.7 million proposed to send back. Well, my taxes went up $1,900, and that 1.7 million would reduce my taxes by $64. I thank you for that, but what is, the problem is, this is statewide, I understand that. And the governor's been saying that if this new property tax referendum goes through, it's going to be bad. I'd like to tell the governor, and I'd like to tell all the local governments, we have the bad right now. What we're asking for is some consideration that, yeah, we hear you. This is what we're going to do. It's going to be all hands on deck. We're going to trim our budgets, and we're going to do everything we can do to try and return some of that surplus that came in through the property evaluations. I was hoping for more from this board. I've been disheartened to see that most of the arguments the past few weeks have been on who's going to sit on the NOACA board that I don't think most Geaugans want to be part of. I realize you may only see a few old timers here complaining and think the rest of the county supports NOACA. I doubt that's the case. Most of us that live in Geauga County are not here because we like snow. We're mostly conservative, and we're not interested in climate initiatives, or what NOACA is currently doing is helping build the Browns a new stadium. If they leave, I don't care. I'm currently supporting the Broncos. All right, so please, I urge you, be the one government that's responsive and is able to demonstrate some real response to my request. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I appreciate you making the people in the hallway quieter too, sir, during the meeting. That was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Can I play a video?
Sure.
Commissioner? How do so I plugged it in this, can I?
It's still not active. Let me
Okay. Oh, this, I don't think I have one for that, no. Yeah, I just have this guy.
That's the charge.
Oh, that's, okay, that won't help me. Yeah, I don't have one for that thing. Okay.
I can check it if I have
That's all right, we could always, we could see if we do this after executive.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have the video of Mr. Claypool advocating for one of the seats to be switched from a commissioner to an engineer.
Well, what was my predominant position? So,
I
I
mean-
haven't read this, so I don't know. You're gonna.
This is
attack
not
me.
public
So
comment, this is not
at
public
least
comment,
allow
your
me to
time
be
is
able to
over.
defend myself.
Your time is over, if you cannot
sorry.
stop, you need to leave this room. This is a business meeting, we're trying to conduct business.
No, this is a
So I
political
can,
meeting. You're
I
trying
can
to
talk,
attack me.
do you want me
So
to
you're
read
playing a
exactly
video
what you said? I can
happened
read exactly
in
what you said. I think it's
2018.
time for you to leave this room, Mr. Claypool. If you cannot control yourself like an adult, you need to leave. Plug it in this. All right, let's see. Oh, that sounds promising. All right. I can't turn it up anymore. That's all I got. I'm up all the way.
And just for facts, it's under the bylaws of NOACA. It's based on population. And with 96,000 people, we're only supposed to have 2 votes. Somewhere along the line, somebody made a motion, maybe from another county, that every county should have a minimum of 3 votes. That's where the 3 votes come in. So if we wanted to
Get out of here. You can't interrupt our meeting, Skip. Come on, it's time to leave. You can't interrupt our meeting.
We're getting the facts straight.
that's the facts. So
You
after
had your
that,
3 minutes. It's time for you to leave if you cannot control yourself.
I'm not leaving, so.
Okay, moving on to item number 20. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment and compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
So moved.
second. All in favor? Roll call, please.
All in favor was fine. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
And Commissioner Warwick.
Yes. Check the time.
Want me to plug in here?
Are we back on live session?
We're back.
Yeah.
Yes, it's on. The audio's on.
The video's not.
Oh, hold on, let me unplug this, because I gotta rewind it if you want me to go back. It was like 19 something. Let's see if it's. Yeah, that's it, okay.
You have us back, Debbie?
I do.
Okay.
Let's finish this IT, and then we'll get into.
Yeah, I was trying to do that, and it wasn't letting me. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Yeah.
Maybe just type in F.
Yeah, I know, I wasn't letting me do it. I don't know why it's being prickly with me.
That should
I mean, I could just.
Amy, do we have to roll?
Is it
Do we have to take
Yeah.
a motion to come back in?
No, she just usually says, I have you back at,
Oh, you're right.
Okay,
and then asks me if there's any action.
okay.
Yeah, that's really further than these. There we go. Yeah, it's not letting me. All right, let's see if that works.
County to design a county engineer on board. And so I can understand the whole representation
Okay,
thing.
hold on, let me go back like a minute or like 30 seconds if you want that.
Engineer, but to be fair to everyone else, then we'd have to grow the whole board, so that proportionally the representation stays the same. That's kind of the dilemma.
And Medina gave one of their county commissioners some municipal representation. They don't have all 3 counties.
So they use one of the seats. So they have 2 commissioners, municipal representative, and engineer. Can I interject something? As an alternate? Let me address the comment that you made relative to keeping things proportional and that representation fair and so on and so forth. It is unfair that our county engineer is not on that board. There is no other county that does not have their county engineer on board. And so I can understand the whole representation thing and keeping balance. And by the way, we are by far outweighed in terms of our influence on that board. We have 3 people out of 44, and we have the least influence of any county on that board. But our county engineer, I think that the resolutions or the bylaws for NOACA should be amended, always include the county engineer. That is the most important person relative to this county, to any county, relative to what they're doing. Functionally, they're getting their tax dollars back for the roads and bridges. Every county should have a county engineer on there. We should amend the bylaws to say that. And then the proportional side from a representation perspective should say whatever you want to be proportionally relative to other representatives, counties, commissions, so on and so forth. Minimal, it should be a minimal standard. The minimal standard should be 1 commissioner, or each of the county commissioners plus an engineer, and then let the proportional representation take in from there. That's my take on it. sitting in that board, watching how it functions and so on.
Okay,
You
so
guys
we-
got what you need? ADP, we're good, okay, great.
Okay, so we were back in at 10:45, and was there any action?
Yes, I have two items. The first item is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve hiring Maximus Yost to the position of part-time communications/media specialist, number 1333-1, to be effective February 17th, 2026, at the rate of $20.81 per hour, which is a grade 7, step 3, with a 1-year probationary period. This offer of employment is contingent upon the successful completion of the required pre-employment conditions.
Second? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Brackey? Aye. Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Debbie, did you need this paper?
I will, yes.
Okay. Do you need it now for them to sign?
Is there,
Christie gave it to me.
It says there's nothing to sign.
Oh, okay, okay, I just want to make sure. It takes two of us to do your. Okay, and then the last one is, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve the revised job description for the position of Administrative/Fiscal Assistant, number 1331, to be effective February 10th, 2026.
Second? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
I have nothing further.
Oh, you know, I did want to bring up one thing about NOACA. I suggested that we invite Grace Galucci to come to a board meeting and talk a little bit about what NOACA gives us versus what we give them, you know, what we are putting in as far as our dues and our gas tax, and then what we're getting out as far as project funding through grants through them. So I suggested that, and I just wanted to see if you were on board with that, Commissioner.
That sounds like a good idea. Yes, I'm in favor of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should, you know, we should have facts for folks of what NOACA actually does, rather than some of these narratives that have been repeated and repeated, and they're almost treated as fact, even though it's divorced from it.
Right.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Grace did reach out to us and offered the opportunity, so we'll follow up with her
Okay.
now that it's the intent of the board. Thank you.
Is Adrian?
Sorry, Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office. I did want to clarify really quick on the initialization of the 2027 budget. When we talked about initializing with a zero balance, I'm referring only to the expense accounts, not the revenue accounts. The revenue accounts, I will leave them as the adopted amount from this year, if, with your permit, if that's okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't want to have a department inadvertently not budget revenue because we made everything zero. I'd
Yeah.
rather see that on the expense side, you know,
Right,
to get
right.
some of those unused appropriations under control rather than create a deficit situation.
Yeah, I
So,
think that makes sense. Thanks for
okay, yes, thank you.
Thanks, Adrian.
So is there any news from the health department?
Only that I apologize for my phone ringing. The hospital can ring through, and that was the hospital, so, but no, nothing to me.
There's a seat up on the Board of Health.
Right.
Yeah, the HDAC meeting will be on the 11th. I think you're on the.
I am.
Frankie's on the committee
March
there for
11th, or
that.
I'll make sure it's on my calendar.
I think we have 2 applicants now, so if anyone else would like to apply, we always have a lot of applicants for them to choose from. And that'll be a 5-year commitment to the Board of Health, so.
And you could always get appointed and then not fulfill the 5 years.
Not that anyone would do that.
Not that anyone would do that, but hypothetically, that could happen.
Yes, 5 years, it is a long time.
5 years is a long time.
It's a very long time.
Your life can change a lot in 5 years.
A lot of things have happened.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here, Adam. We really appreciate the support.
That's right.
Okay. I
Do
make
we
a
have
motion.
motion to adjourn?
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Anything else?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Okay, Commissioner Brackey?